Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for spending your evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Rosie. Izzy Pooh. What's up, mommy? Welcome. You're very welcome, my love. You're very welcome. Although I got dragged here by my edges today. You're welcome. You guys have got to manage the cycles and the rhythms and stay in tune with the cycles of your body, right? We go through changes, right? The world goes through changes. The energy and everything is transformational. Everything changes, right? I can't see what your name is, love, but I want you to be very mindful about calling death to you. Don't do that again. Because we can call death to us. So don't do that. Because just don't. Please. Know that all of us are here to help always, right? We're here to help. We're here to help. But don't call death to you. And you need to have an ancestral altar set up. You need to have a place where you can sit with your bloodline and talk to them. Upgrade. Just power down and power back up. Like shut it down and shut it back up and see what happened. Take off the waist protection. Emmanuel, mind your business. Yo, you get on my nerves. No. Go get the tablet, Jess. You can't get on the tablet? I know it got a camera on it. I want you, Sweetie Pie, to you need to take a spiritual cleansing bath. You need a head wash. But you need a cleansing bath as well. And I want you to clean out your space. And I need you to find a sacral space in your home that is comfortable for you, that is only for you, that you go to and you can just sit in that space and just relax. If you can get to the ocean, I don't know what state or city that you live in, but if you can get to the ocean, it would be very good for you to sit at the ocean and kind of talk and let out all of your feelings. The ocean and anything with water is cleansing, right? It's replenishing, it's refreshing. Water is life, right? And you need to go where life flows freely. Have a conversation with yourself and the waters, and you call on the great mothers. Arizona, is there an ocean anywhere, any running body of water? Heat. You got to be fair with yourself and stop worrying about being fair to everybody else when you haven't been fair to yourself. You can't be fair to nobody else and treat yourself wrong. That don't work. River, go there. Still a running body. Put your feet in that water. Take some of that water, get a bottle, go where it's running nice and clear, and take some home. When you take something from a place of nature, you must leave something. So I don't care if it's fruits, I don't care if it's flowers. You let spirit, you go to wherever you go to purchase, and you ask them to guide you or show you in a dream before you go, and ask them what you should take. It's an offering. When there's something you take from nature, you give something back. That's a payment. That allows for that's paying nature, saying thank you for what you do. Water cleanses and refreshes, and water is free, right? But we pay nature for its gifts. That way, those who are in charge of nature know that you've respected them enough so those waters will help cleanse you. And they'll allow it to do so. It's not just water. You're going to add some herbs. You're going to put some fresh basil. You're going to put some lavender. You're going to put some mint. Good. What you want to do on the full moon for the 3rd? Collect some water, put it out there, let it charge. You got some crystals, put it out there, let it charge. You got something you want to work, something that you want to grow. You do it the day before, like, so when the moon, it grows into the moon, it illuminates it that day. If you want to do something to clean away or take something away, you do it the day after, when the moon starts to wane, meaning go away. Because then everything is being cleaned and pulled from you. So it depends on what it is that you want to do, what you're going to do with this moon. Manifest some good stuff. Yep, well, you know how to set your intentions. You know what to do. You asked me that question. And the moon came up. Get out there. Balance them energies. Do those rituals. Do that manifestation. Call on the energy of the moon to supercharge what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that you're trying to manifest, and then you know you got work to do to get it going. You can't just ask the universe for it. You got to physically do the work to push it. And then the universe will respond to what it is that you do. And when it starts moving fast, you have to be prepared for what you ask for. So in the process, a lot of people get in the process of asking for things and they're not prepared for when it arrives. And so you're kind of missing the mark. Tanita, I'm going to tell you what they told me. I'm going to tell you later. Because whatever you do on that day, Tanita, they said it's going to work. So just do it. Have it all ready. Have all your stuff. Write your notes down. Write your list down. Make sure you don't have You got everything that you need for what it is that you're trying to do, to make sure that you have it done so that it can manifest properly for you. It's going to work. Isn't that the name of your product? The universe responds. Yeah, and she got some. Tanita, you got this. My universe responds. Spray that. Get it, girl. Hook it up. Thank you, Jess. I forgot, and I sent her some, so I know she got it. What your thermometer look like over there? Cause you're on, baby. 745 degrees. You know, I've rearranged where I'm sitting at, so I am so hot. It's not even funny. It feels like I'm sitting in a bowl of heat. And my titties are sweating. Sweating. I'm so hot. It's not even funny, y'all. If y'all would be like, yo, I don't even know how you sitting. If you put a thermometer on me right now, that shit will pop. Welcome to the club. Sitting over there is no game. I know, that's why I don't be liking to come sit over here, and because it's like, yo, titty soup for real. Titty T-I-D-D-Y. Word. Like, not even joking. For real. Questions. Listen, you gotta catch them while they talking, because they will walk off. Like, I don't got time for this shit, and go sit down. Yeah, this is a time where y'all gotta find your strength, right? The world is testing us at this time. The world is testing our resilience. The world is testing, you know, people, we're programmed to have these periods in time where there are big changes that happen in the world, right? Some people will use that time to flourish. Other people will use that time to bullshit and lollygag. You know, this is the time when we need to be finding our strength and finding our footing. The things that we said that we were going to do, y'all don't have much more time. Y'all got like 3 months. If you're not getting your shit together within the next 3 months and already started something, you will miss this train of energy and open doorways that the universe is providing for everybody to walk through and grasp what is truly theirs. Their true identity, their true selves, their true everything. Everything that is meant and designed for you to obtain within this walk. If you do not start that walk at this time, then you are pushing back your timetable, thus moving your window of opportunity, thus missing your roads. We always talk about you have a road or a path to do X, Y, or Z. Those roads and those paths do not remain open endlessly. That is not how this works. There will be a small window of time sometimes for you to do something and to prosper at it and to excel at it and to be good at it and to grab everything that comes with that, and for you to move so far beyond the trajectory that you thought was possible because you listened, because you got on that ball, because you did everything within your power. Spirit and the energies of the universe will push you far beyond your expectations because you were obedient in what they told you to do. And so you must take this time. Listen, we can't keep pushing and pulling y'all to do the things that we keep coming on here to tell you to do and you're not moving. Whew. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. I don't care if it's one thing a day. A week, it shouldn't be more just one thing a week. No, that's laziness. This is not the time to be lazy. This is not the time to doubt ourselves. Yes, you can ask a question, baby. This is not the time for you to doubt. That was another thing. This is not a time to doubt the intuition. This is not because right now we're getting the messages, right? We're getting the flashes of things. We're seeing and hearing things that will trigger something, and you'll be like, oh, maybe such and such and such, and then you'll walk off and do something else and forget about it. I don't know who's doing this. You'll walk off and do something else and forget about it, and then again, you don't do it in the time that they tell you to do. Spirit get pissed off and be like, I ain't fucking with you. I done gave you the shit. Don't ask me about it again. And they will watch you swing until you come back the right way, because they know when it's right. They know where you're doing it from. They know the intention behind it. And then they'll come back and watch what you do. And they won't move until you move. I got an administrative hearing coming up because I failed a random drug test. I have the favor of my chair of command, my peers, but I want to ensure things go in my favor. What should I do? You should contact at the Healing Healer so that she can read the situation and see if there's something that her Egun can do to help you with that. If your Egun are willing to give her all of the information. At the Healing Healer. I got realigned by Spirit during this quarantine. When we think we have everything figured out, Spirit says you missed this part over here. All the time, Emmanuel. All the time. They're like, yeah, you got part A and section B filled out, but we have D and F that you didn't read. Like, where was D and F? Because I looked at the front page and it wasn't on it. It was like you didn't turn the page over. Now do this. They always throwing something more. When you felt like, okay, I've mastered this, they like, yeah, that's cute. That's it? No. Every day is a learning. Something. Every day is an opportunity to put something else in your bag. I need a bag that's so big that I need a fucking 418-wheeler to carry that bitch at the end of the day. And I need a row of them. I want them in a line, lined up with all my shit. Facts. I never know when I'm going to need them. I never know when I'm going to need all of that kind of... I want it all. Tell me how to use it. Show me what to do with it. Now that I know what to do with it, all right. So now I know that there's something that is required of me to maintain it. Tell me what that is. And they tell you what it is. Energy. 90% of the time, it starts off with that. Energy. Consistency. Doing it from the right places for the right reasons. With the right intentions in mind. And it's a long haul. Prepare yourselves for the long haul. Period. It is something that does not stop until you are old and gray and your casket has dropped. The older you get, the more work you've done, the more times they may allow you to chill. At this point in your lives, anybody under 70, no. Y'all can forget about it. You ain't there. They not having me. They not having y'all. Y'all can't overdo it. You can't pile too much on your plate at one time. You can't try to it's like easy does it is how you supposed to be doing it, which means take the pieces that you can do and work with and start with that. You got to start somewhere with something. And I always tell you that the ancestors are always a place to start. They are your foundation work. They are going to guide you to what and who you need to have in your corner for you to obtain the things in this walk that you are supposed to obtain. And it's not for lifetimes with some people and some situations. A lot of times it's to get you through the door to do X, Y, and Z. And then your path is to move on to something and someone else. But let them tell you that. Don't just start bouncing and popping and this and this and that. But I need you to pay attention to when something is not working for you with a particular person, energy, whatever. Sometimes people's ancestors don't click. Sometimes my court won't like you because of the shit that y'all people did. And I may think that, oh, she might be cool, but they sitting there looking like these is a pack of assholes. Leave them all alone. That's them. They all the same. And you got to listen to that. People sometimes deserve, I'll give you a shot. But they'll tell you, watch them. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. It always comes to fruition. When Spirit tells me something, there has never been a time in the history of Lanita's life that they done told me some shit that it did not happen. And had me sitting there looking like, If you don't know their names, that's fine. Get a glass of fresh water, a white candle, and pure prayers. They will show up. Trust me. Yes. Well, my initiation. Your initiation into what, Queen Booby? And then for those of us who don't know their names, we work backwards, right? So if your mom and your dad has passed, you look at their birth certificates and their death certificates, and you get their parents' name, right? Death certificates will give you the next of kin, because someone had to sign off on that death certificate. Someone had to claim that claim that body, right? Someone had to come and say, this is who it is, right? Blood lineage only, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, mother and father side, you know, children that have not survived, stillborns. A lot of times people have terminations of pregnancies, and there are things that you have to do for those children as well. So you got to think spirit-based in this. Everything that had a life, there was a spirit. It had a heartbeat, there's a spirit that was attached to it, right? And I'm not against abortion or none of that kind of stuff for other people. That's not my judge. I'm a spiritualist, and I understand how this walk works, and so certain things is not for me. But I'm not saying that it's not for you, but just understand that when you do those things, there are appeasements and proper laying to rest of those souls and spirits that must be done when you have other children that, I don't know who this is for, that come from behind them, that you've had after them, that won't allow you to have a peaceful household because they weren't allowed to be here. So you got to do something to put those children to rest properly, so that child does not bother the children that you did allow to come into this realm. Yes, and you can request birth certificates. Yes, birth certificates and death certificates can be purchased via the internet, because I've gotten a gang of them. Why are you getting scratched in Palo? Is this to save your life? And what's going on with the ancestors? Have you had a Misa? Even vice versa with that. What do we do for those aborted babies? Miss Bowles, what state are you in? So you were supposed to get scratched, and then COVID happened, and your service was pushed back. So back to the original questions that I asked. Was this to save your life? Were you, I think she thinks you are divining. Oh, listen, I'm in Florida. See you both. If you, well, the first thing that you should do is to name them if you knew the sexes, right? If you knew the sexes of those children, you should name them, and you should go to a Catholic church when they open back up and pay for a mass, right? That is where the church will pray for the elevation of spirit for those children. Here, what we do is we do it's a ceremony that we do in the tradition that is a, what do you call it? Laying of rest. Laying to rest. So it's kind of like a funeral, if you will, but it's a spiritual funeral for the spirits themselves, and we name them. And once you do that, it allows their spirit to be comforted and laid to rest properly, where they'll step out of the way to make sure that they don't hinder or bother or try to mess with the children that you do have on this plane. If it's to save your life and you are entering the right Munanso, your Egun will make a way. You're welcome, baby. Queen Booby, talk to me. Yes, the mass helps with their elevation and their peace, but you still ain't telling me about your Apollo. And remember, Miss Bowles, when you do that, it does help you, right? Because you're recognizing them. And those names that you've given them, those names go on your on your ancestral altar. They help you on the other side, just like the rest of your lineage. The ancestors have those spirits with them, just like the rest of your family lineage, and they help fight for you, protect you, warn you, all of that kind of stuff. But that proper laying of rest helps to elevate their spirit so that they're not jealous, and it allows them to do that. You ask them to show you in a dream. You've had a dream before to know what that was supposed to be, what that was going to be. You know, you've seen it. Trust that. So what's going on with your ancestors? Everything's set up for your ancestors? You got to look at why it keeps getting delayed. COVID. Yeah. You know how many of those services we've done during COVID? Like 4. COVID ain't stopping nothing. Why you being stopped? You better pay attention. You better go ask your ancestors why they pulling you back. What's up with these folks that they trying to do it? That's trying to do it. Why is it being pushed back? You're welcome, my love. I was told to put a cup on my Boveda for a son I couldn't keep, and he didn't cross over. Will he always be with me? Just like the rest of your ancestors are always with you, yes. He will too be there. Yes. Emmanuel, are you going to the right people? Like, have you gotten divination in the Munanso? Good question, Jess. Have you gotten divination? She said she had 2 misas. So you had the misas, right? But did they throw to the Nganga and find out? Excuse me. What's good? The waves is in the building. And Vein House, you have to remember, right? When you know what the sex was, you name them, right? Whatever name you want to give them, you put that name on the and listen. Sometimes they don't want that name, so you write down a couple of names, and you see which one is going to stick. Right? You ask them to show you. I don't know what your gift is spiritually, how you get your messages, whether it's a dream, whether you'll hear the same name that you ask about, the one that it's going to be out of the 3 to 5 that you write down, because 3 to 5, you're going to hear it on television, it's going to come to you in a dream, or you're going to see it on something, and it's going to pull your eye to it. That's going to be it. If you don't find someone that does a divination that can give dreams, they're going to tell you. I was done as done with an Ifa priest. Will that help? I appreciate you. I have no idea. Miss Bowles, if they did an Ebo, and it was in reference to, if they said something like "I be cool," then that is what they would have been clearing up. Was that the name of what they told you it was, an Abiku ceremony or service? The person may want to scratch, but if the Prenda says no, Misa doesn't, if this, then it's a no. Dreams. Yes, they did, and it was accepted. Today was good. Head washed tomorrow. Here, what you think? Yes, they did, and was accepted. The ancestors accepted okay, they threw, but did you divine privately with your ancestors to make sure this is what your Egun supports for you? Let me tell you something. Anytime I go someplace for a meeting, a misa, a mat, I don't give a shit what it is. I come home and confirm with my Egun, my ancestors, my court. I know what them people said, but what y'all say? They can tell me anything underneath the sun. And if you don't know how to read the method of whatever divination that they're using, oh, and what they say, Queen Booby, they said all goes. Because if it was all goals and you in Florida and the people are in Florida, why you can't get there to get it done? No, maybe I'm going to go and have a mass, mama. I need to do it for myself and my son. Yes, it's just if your son having dreams of something bothering him, following him, or is he seeing something, shadows or anything like that in the house? Have you had any dreams of seeing children that you can't see their faces? They have it's like a shadowy, but you know it's a kid, or it's just, it can show you that it's a kid, but you just see it around you or your son or something like that. I go first and friendly, yes. When you say you need to throw about anything anybody says, throw about anything anybody says. Huh? Oh, you're in New York. And they speak, Queen Booby, and they speak Spanish and you don't speak none? Oh, I ain't divining unless these people was doing a reading. I ain't doing none of that shit tonight. Y'all wildin'. That's a straight reading. I'm giving y'all the best that I got. Right now. Half here, half there. And the healing. I'm trying to get her in here, but her camera ain't working. Cause she talking and I'm like, huh? No, they speak English and Spanish. Okay. No, none of that. I just grieved for 3 years. I didn't know any of this before then. Now I know that it was a soul. Yes. That helps you to stop with the grieving, you know. You know that you ever watch movies and people always say, oh, the kid died and I saw my grandmother come to me and they were holding a baby. Like, that's real. The spirits of your ancestors and your lineage, they grab that soul and take it and it becomes part of the family, but you've got to name it and add it, and that allows them clearer access to hone that energy in so that they can't cause mischief. We got to give recognition to our dead, divination for all, no speculations, divinations even for dreams. Black water, go wash your head. Black water, go wash your head. You got your package. Listen, I'm going to say this. I don't know. I'm not doing no divination and right now to even know what, but when that's going to happen for you. But the pushback is for a reason. I'm new to this. I'm so glad I know now. Love you too. What you talking about, what girl? But Miss Bowles, what kind of setup do you have for your ancestors? I want to know, because I'm feeling like something is incomplete. For you to take that next step into the Palo world, I feel like something is incomplete for you. And if it keeps getting pushed back, it's giving you time to complete something that you need to be doing in order for you to be prepped for when you walk through those doors. You told me it will end in peace, and it did. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Because we don't be remembering shit. Because you have ancestors, right? You have ancestors. What does that mean, ancestors? Tell me what you got. Uh-oh. I don't know either. Like my family, my lady told her something. Tell me what you have of your ancestors. When I get... I'm getting that there's not enough foundation. Something in your foundation is missing. When you walk into Palo, right? Your ancestors have to walk you through those doors to say that it's safe and it's okay, especially with the persons that are going to do that service for you. You are making a blood pact with Nikisi Melon, with the nature spirits, right? And it's for life. You want to make sure that your ancestors are strong enough to make sure that these people are doing what's right by you. To make sure that the right energy is connected to you. Because just like in Ultra, you get a mother and a father parent. There's always a balance of a male and a female energy. It's the same thing with Palo. And I've seen on plenty of different occasions where somebody got scratched in Palo and they put the wrong spirit on them. So I keep getting you climbing high for these coconuts and these fruits and stuff, and there's wild coconuts on the floor. So why you climbing up there to get all these coconuts and you ain't even picked up the ones on the floor? To me, that says that there's something missing where your ancestors is concerned. Just because you have an altar set up for them, I don't know if you've even got an altar set up for them, but you're missing something where they're concerned. The energy, are you, what's happening? This is cool. Like that. Or like getting twisted up after that shit. Yeah, you get twisted up after you get the wrong shit put on you. So we make sure. They made me wait years. My ancestors made me wait years before I was able to go and do that. The people initially that I was dealing with the houses that I was in, the Ultra houses, were not up to par, and they were not right. And although in essence when they began it, it looked shiny and bright, but they ended up being the dirtiest, dustiest assholes they could have ever been. And they were trying to do such disgusting things to me spiritually that had I allowed them to do that to me, I'd have been jammed up for life. Like I'd have had a fight and a half to get out of that shit that they was trying to do to me. Word. So I listened. But I was also blessed with, see, people show their hands. And I need you to pay attention to what it is that they're doing and what it is that they're saying and how it is that they do other things. If there's anything that doesn't sit right with you, with any part of what it is that they're doing, then you got to pull back. If they're trying to go ahead and rush you to get scratched and you don't have nothing for your muerto set up, like even in Palo Munasos, right? Even though you go in there for Palo, when they do the readings and they do the divinations and stuff, if there's something that's missing with your muerto, they'll tell you too, because the Congo don't want no beef. They don't want no smoke. They want to clear access to you to be able to do what it is that they want, that they can and need to do for you. And your Egun can stand in the way. Your ancestors can stand in the way. So it got to be evenly meshed and copacetic for them to be able to work freely. Everybody got to be in on one accord. But if your ancestors is not taken care of, and you walk over there and do that, you messing up. And that's going to come back to you, because you're only going to have to circle back to the foundation first. So when I see that I get this card, right, and I see that all these coconuts is on the floor and your ass is up in this tree trying to get this one, you're going to fall, hurt yourself, anything. Why are you not picking up these motherfuckers that's already down here for you to get? They here. And you ain't fucking with them. You want to climb the tree to go get this other shit. How about you go feed your family with this before you jump to this? It's laid it there for you. This next thing is looking, it's supposed to be an animal, but to me it looked like a spirit hiding in the dark of a cave. Which for me is a warning for you to be mindful and to make sure that what you're doing is correct. I don't care what they told you. There's some checking out on your own that you need to do to figure, and even if you haven't asked the questions of my ancestors, is everything okay with them? Make them do a divination, a reading, whatever, to ask that question while you're sitting there. And you got to learn how to read those coins or whatever it is that they're using, those chomolongos, whatever, how to read them. People always telling them, yes, people always telling themselves, they always show their true intentions, and if they're not up to par, then you will eventually see and notice that, especially if your ancestors are properly being venerated and given energy and light. They gonna warn you to it. They gonna pull your card and be like, yo, look at this, just come look at this for real quick for a second. And it's up to you to make the proper decision to say, I ain't gonna run and rush to do this shit, because once I sign it, I'm in for life. Ain't no, there's no, can I get a, no, baby. No, ma'am. It's not how that works. She done went quiet on us, guys. She got out of that. Go, baby, go, baby, go, baby, go. I'm glad my camera is broken. It's all you can. Stop, Jess. If you ain't connecting with your people, how do you know that something is coming convenient for you? Right. I'm getting old, y'all. I can't see shit no more. You're not supposed, don't burn down your house fucking with these people. Don't burn down your bridges with your ancestors rushing to do something else, because you're going to burn the bridge that you, and whatever progress you made with them. And you suppose, and in this time, especially while they sitting you down, they trying to see what you're going to do anyway. Right? Are you leaning more on them? Are you turning more towards them? Or are you sitting there worrying about that other stuff? Especially if they didn't tell you it was there to save your life. Sometimes it'll be a point that something's going on that you need that energy around you to help clean up, fix up, and protect you from something that somebody's been doing. But if that ain't the letter that came out for you, if that's not what it read, and they saying that you just need to do this because they're calling you, that's a different ball game. Sometimes it's hard to accept that people you respect and admire might not be exactly who they appear to be when you're in a rough patch in life and they tell you they got the cure and you want it to be over, right? And they're signing you up for more pain and dumb shit because they want your money. And they see that your path may very well have a line to being scratched and dealing with Paulo, right? But it don't gotta be right in this moment. Because understand this, if you haven't had the responsibility, or if you haven't taken proper responsibility for building that relationship with your ancestors and making sure that they have everything that they need, feeding them sangre. Because when you get to the Mananso and you get all of your stuff in Palo, they get sangre. And before they get sangre, your ancestors better have gotten some at some point. You give them blood life energy, but you gave none to your ancestors. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Problematic. I need at least one batch of sangre for my Egun and for my ancestors before I give it to anybody else. That's where you cause conflict in your spiritual team. That's not the move. We need everybody on one accord. Yes, be super careful. I was in Ile for Ocha and was being pushed to get crowned. Come to find out the absolute circus that Ile was. Yeah. And I would have been, it would have thrown me all the way off. Exactly. Y'all gotta understand that sometimes when there's pauses and there's derailments and there's switches in like it's for a reason. Sometimes it's for you, giving you extra time to figure some other shit out. It's giving you time to work on something. Because they don't always say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this ain't for you. Because it's very well in your line, right? It's in your path, right? That's something that eventually you're gonna need. That don't mean you need it now. Your life ain't in danger. So work towards a goal for my house. My dad comes often in my dreams and we're fixing a house together. When is the right time to pull the trigger again? I'm thinking next summer. I heard the other day that right now they're doing the ultimate lows on interest rates on mortgages. I'll read it, Giz. We'll read it. Come down here, I'll read it for you. Because we need to ask them what the market is going to be like next year to see. I really think that the market is still going to be low, and it's probably a good time for you to do it next year just because nobody's buying anything right now because nobody has any money, right? They're lowering the interest and percentage rates now on mortgages, right? So at this point next year, they're going to be so low because they about to take this money from these checks down lower. This COVID is going to kick back up as soon as they take the kids back in school and they cough and touch each other. It's going right back up. So this time next year is probably going to be a good time for you to do this. But I want to read it. What happened to Miss Thing? She left. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, I want to do it next after my first degree completion and stack more funds. You know what you need to be doing in the process. Don't ever stop putting money into that account to get that land. You need that land. Get that house. Get that land. Get that property. They want you to have that, you know, but they want you to have that. You're not running a shelter. You're not running a halfway house. You're not buying this for them. You're buying this to build your own. Feel me? You know what I'm talking about. I know you want to give. I need you to stay out the goddamn stores though too. Stop buying shit. Don't buy nothing. You don't have that shit you out there. You don't need that. Stop buying shit. Listen, you can't ask if you should start buying your house next year. You have to check on the location. You can start looking for your house, right? You have to check the address. You have to check the location. You have to check out the history of the house if it's not newly built. Are your finances going to be stable at this point next year? What's going on in your current financial situation? Where are you going to be able to maintain that? Because, you know, the way the economy is going right now, unless you are independently employed, and even with that, it's a little tricky right now to know. Just know that you need to have enough of a nest egg to, if you have that, you got money, okay? So expect a miracle. If that's what you want to do, and you got that money, and you know you got that money coming in, like I think you got that money coming in, it's all in making sure you got the right location. So at any time, I know you do. So anytime you go and get these, look up these addresses and stuff, you need to ask your ancestors, what about this place? Because they can see what's going on in that house, right? They can see what's going on that land. And you want to make sure that it's something it's not dark. It ain't a bunch of bullshit that you got to clean up. It ain't a bunch of energies that you got to pay off. We don't want that. I don't want that. Sometimes it'll be just one old spirit that own the house, and they want to make sure that the house goes to somebody that's going to take care of it. That's a different ball game. They'll back off. They ain't going to leave, a lot of them, but they ain't going to bother you. So you have to check each and every address to make sure that it is something that is going to be good for you, because you got that's yours. You know, you ain't gonna be selling that. That's gonna be yours. You're gonna leave that for whoever comes after you in your line. But yeah, need to remember the face and glasses. Yes, yo. So here go Shayla Love, right? She's looking at these houses. She's trying to buy these houses. She's like, yo, I seen this house. I'm like, send me the pictures, yo. She sent me the pictures. There was a man, a spirit, in the window of the house. His face was so big and so menacing. I was like, she didn't even see it. She sent me the picture. I was like, you don't see him in this red shirt in this picture? And she's like, I don't see him. I'm like, look at I had to draw it. She was like, oh shit, I didn't even see it. I was like, get away from that house. Don't even walk inside that motherfucker. He don't want you to have that house. He's not gonna give you peace in that house. Get your ass away from that house. Period. So be mindful. They clean it up nice. Yeah. The spirit is like, get your ass out my house. What you gonna do? Pack your shit and go. I ain't fighting you. This is your house. I'm good. I'll go find me one that nobody ain't in there. There was a river running through the property on the back of the house. And it's old. So it was some dark all kinds of shit that went on back there. He done drowned. All kinds of shit that went on back there on that property. That ain't the property. So be mindful with the properties that you check. Everything, check spirit. Spirit knows. Spirit knows what's going on there. Spirit seen what's, and it sees what resonates and stays and sticks around there. So a lot of time, and what was buried there prior. Remember this land, all this land, this is stolen land. You gotta, I don't want to have to get a property that I gotta appease every spirit on this property for it to be peaceful. Like, I'm not paying all y'all off for it. Let me go find some shit that y'all ain't nobody over there on. It ain't worth it a lot of times. So you gotta be very careful when you're buying houses, unless it's newly built, and then you gotta check the land that it was built on. I had a young lady, spiritual woman, went to visit a family member whose house was buried at the trail end of a Native American burial ground. Nobody asked them spirits, could they build on their land? Nobody asked them spirits, could they be left alone? Nobody paid them spirits to say, listen, I bought this land, I'm gonna give you this. I understand that this was your land, but can I let? There was no bargain struck. And it's disrespectful to the spirits who feel that this is mine. They're not leaving without a fight. How you gonna fight that? Be mindful. Tore her up spiritually. Tore her up spiritually. She had to leave there. Shit walking around. All kinds of crazy shit. No, I don't watch all the movies. No, thank you. No. No. Can I say, Shayla, what happened? What if you live in a house that someone opened a negative portal? Is it worth cleaning since you can't afford the house? If you have the right people that can come in there and effectively and do it 1,000%. Listen, let me tell you something. When you have somebody come to do a whole house cleansing, they got to identify what spirit is in there, right? Because sometimes it'll be a bunch of tricks to shit. And if they own the property, it ain't so easy to get them out of there, right? Negative portals that have been open to allow something in, that portal now, nobody closed it. That's a problem, right? They opened the portal and it remains open all of this time. If you have somebody that is bad enough, and when I say bad enough, I mean they know they shit, that can go in there and close that portal and do what they gotta do to make sure that them spirits leave willingly, and if not willingly, they got something there that can drag them spirits away because the property was not theirs. That's different. If the property was theirs, they don't have to leave and let you have that. That's their shit. Yeah, cleaning and closing are completely different. That portal is open. It's got to be closed. My girl she lived in this house across the street from a cemetery. As soon as I walked in the house, I said, bitch, do I see headstones out the back of this window? She was like, yes. I was like, first and foremost, it don't even matter what we about to do in here. You got to move. Cemeteries, don't keep spirits in there because the headstones are, no, they will walk across that street and come right up your steps and be like, what we making for dinner tonight? I smelled steak and it smelled delicious. Mind you, the landlord that was living there had all kind of spirits that she was working in that house. She calls me. My girlfriend's like, listen, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what? She's like, I need you to come and check my girlfriend's house. I'm like, bitch, I ain't got nothing in I got this little kit that I keep in my car, not no big crazy kit. She's like, just come check. I'm like, okay. So me and my sister go over there. My sisters go over there. Now we scratched, right? So we ain't going in there on some whoa shit. We going in there gang. When I got to the back of the house, right, and there is a point in her apartment that there's a back door that goes this way, and then there's another door that goes this way towards the cemetery, and then there's a stairway that goes up. When I walked out that door, it just got crazy, right? Down the steps, nothing. When I went around that corner to look up that steps, you know how in horror movies, when you're looking at a hallway and it just gets longer and longer and longer and you can't see the end of where that hallway looks? That's how it did me. And it was so black that it was going boom, 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 boom. This is how I'm seeing it, right? And it wouldn't let me see what was up there. But it was so, I could feel it. And I said, yo, whatever she got, it's upstairs. She said, yeah, I hear this stomping and shit. She be up there in the middle of the night. I said, she's up there doing something with these spirits, but the spirits be upstairs. So my sisters come through and gonna come down. They ready to fight. They not even asking no questions. They going up the stairs. I'm like, no, wait, we ain't come here. We're not prepared, right? Even we gotta know when we walk into something that we didn't walk in there prepared. We wasn't strapped properly to make sure that nothing follows us. We didn't have on none of the stuff to make sure that we wasn't nothing. We didn't have nothing. We had cascarilla. We had dumb shit like regular shit. Not no shit to go drag no dark spirits that she done dragged from the cemetery across the street. We ain't had none of that. 19 minutes. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna finish this story. It was crazy.